Okay, so for Perdigons, I'm going to do a few variations. That's a size 4.3mm bead on a size 14 hook fire hole stick barbless nib hook. You can do this in any size. So I've just started a thread. You can use any colour thread you want. For tail material, people suggest CDL just because it's durable, but you can use any hackle fibre that you have. Anything that looks like a tail will work, you know. So you tie that in, and it looks good on these styles of flies. I think it looks good on this style of fly to use shorter tails. They kind of jut out, you know. And what you'll start doing as you're wrapping, you're immediately building taper into it, making it thicker towards the front instead of towards the back. So just keep wrapping that in, wrapping that in. Now, this is a really adaptable, manipulatable fly. You can do all sorts of variations, all sorts of different colours. I'm going to do the first one with like a crystal flash sort of tinsel. I forgot what this is called right now, but this one's sort of a pearl colour. And so I'd get it started and I'd tie it in right up behind the bead, because then you're immediately building your taper still. And you get all the way out. A good trick here, once you've got it kind of close, is to give it a coating of some sort of not super sticky varnishy stuff, but I'm just using hard as nails again. And then you do touching turns up the body, right up behind the bead, and then you can tie it off. If you feel like you want to build more taper, or you want the body a bit bigger, or you can work up to here, then back halfway, then back up to the front there. And with that, that's finished Perdigon. Now something else you can do is coat this with whatever varnish you want, then come back at the end afterwards, once it's all dried, reattach your thread and make a small dubbed collar. And that's kind of cool, because then you can also do it in different colours, like hot spots. You could do like a bright orange one or a pink one. I've just done a green one because that's what I've got on hand. So that could be one version of this fly. You can also go one more time through, use tinsels and other things, or just thread, you know, use a colour thread. So I might this time omit the tail fibres, because I think they're not really that noticeable because they're tiny and they create drag anyway. And I'm going to tie in some actual crystal flash material. And work this one. I'm going to get this one further down into the bend of the hook, and then come back up. And here I'll use that tapering technique where I go up towards the bead, back almost all the way, back to the bead, back to 2/3, back up to the bead, back halfway, back to the bead, back a third, back to the bead, back a quarter, back up to the bead. And then I'll start to, well, first I'll do this, give a little bit of a coating so it's got something to stick to, and then I'll start to wrap up. Oops. Through it all. Sometimes you got to work with it a bit to get it to do what you want, especially when this stuff's pre-twisted like this is. You just keep working up. And here I'll use that technique. I'll go back a little bit and then work back up towards the bead, just constantly trying to get that taper. Tie the materials off, a couple in front, a couple behind, in front. I'll give them a trim. whip finish, and now you can obviously use UV resin over the top of all this, or you can just use varnish if you want. I've never had any issues either. If you use a nail polish type varnish, you can end up with a bit of odour, so it can be good to let it sit out of your box for a while. And the other thing I'm saying you could do is come back in here, and just to make a hot spot, I've got green thread here, and I might just go like this, cut it off, just barely start it, and whip finish it, and that's an instant little hot spot. You know, and you can do that with red, any other colour that you so choose. And then yeah, so for this one I might go over it with hard as nails, and then I'll just have to let it air out of the box a bit. And it's perfectly durable, they last really well. If you put the coating on and you know you want to have a smooth finish, you can like rotate them or whatever, but that kind of, you know, people have drying racks and things, but you know, it's more or less good to go from the finish there.